All right, I decided that I wasn't quite done talking about it just yet. So we're going to put this one up too. I'm going to specifically talk about the game that ruined my life, dude. Dead by Daylight. No, I'm just kidding. I just wasted so much time with this game. All right. I feel like honesty is important. I have played like 4,000 hours of this fucking game. And I feel like 3,000 of it was all done and said and done before, like, just for perspective. By like 2020 or 2019. Like that was like 75% of it was like my college years. That was really bad. That was really bad. But still, another 1,000 hours somehow over the next, however many years that's been. Game's almost out for 10 years. It's actually insane. But anyway, it kind of keeps track of how much. What are you living for? Like, you know, if that number stays lower, I'm doing a little better. If it moves up quickly, it's not good. You know, sort of. I mean, maybe that's how I used to view it when I was working. But anyway, but now I'm watching some more content online because sometimes I do that. Otherwise, why would I be interested in this idea at all? But a particular creator that I really, really fucking recently found and I really love him is Hens333. Shout out Hens, dude. He's hilarious. He is like, he is genuinely like, he's so German, bro. I love him. He's an engineer at heart, but he's playing video games for a living. He's a comedian. He's just a great guy. He's a real fun to, but he absolutely loves getting value in this game. For perspective, he's got like 13,000. He's like if I never left college, but he also, is as much. It's not like he's doing a bum thing. It's not. He's literally making something that people can enjoy. Very fun and enjoyable. How do you enjoy it even more? Watch Hens play this fucking game or comment over one of these other esporty events, which I've also watched, like his most recent tournament. And it's just fun to see creativity in the game that you really aren't creative with. I feel like that's the difference when I talk about me playing this game and me playing Elden Ring. I feel like when I actually look at some real gamers these days, like they just are so creative and they're having so much more fun. And I feel like I'm stupid because I can't fucking just be doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not in the scene, so I try and figure it out for myself, and I'm a fucking moron actually. But that's the power of community. Look how much more fun they're having when they are all implementing the strategies to not just watch the video of the guy dominating the boss, but to dominate the boss, right? So anyway, like you can actually just learn how to do things better, and you will enjoy them more, and you should. But anyway, and Hens is so privileged, dude. I'm jealous of you because he's got good low paying. He lives like right next to the server room. He might as well be inside. But anyway, he's like got a very good experience, which almost nobody even has had in this game. Is that you have a low ping? I've never been somewhere that I really had that, and it can be really fun. You actually start to feel like I don't know that it's a fun game, but generally it isn't. That's the problem with Dead by Daylight specifically. But also, anyway, but so watching Hens make videos where his whole build is designed around getting value. He loves getting value, dude. It's the most immaculate thing. The current one I'm watching is where the fuck is it? Here it is. How I became the hero of solo queue. This is such an amazing video. Basically, he's got on perks that normally look like this person's an idiot for running that, and I'm just gonna. It's supposed to be it's a competitive game, sort of, right? It's a party game, but it's competitive. The survivors want to do gens and escape. The killer wants to murder them endlessly and relentlessly until they're all dead. Um, but the frustrating part for the killer is sometimes you cannot do that second part. It's not that easy. You have to walk at them and hit them with something. Okay, but that's the gameplay loop. Very, very fun. You run it. You're just running in circles. Like it's like Scooby Doo. You know what I mean? It's literally just fucking Scooby Doo, kinda. All right, and it's really fun. I don't even know how else to describe it, but it can be really fun. But sometimes it's not. But anyway, so the point is, he's got an amazing idea of a build where he's just a fucking little slug that follows the killer around. The killer keeps downing them. It has like certain advantages. And one of the advantages he specified, which I just think this is why he's so funny for it, is like the build in essence is like, okay, maybe you could get some value out of that build. But no, Hens is not just the rocket scientist. He's also the fucking astronaut. He's going to ride the rocket ship that he just built, and he's going to show you how to actually implement this thing to its peak potential. He's going to get all the value, and he won't stop making the video until he does. So I'm sure I haven't watched the video yet. I just kind of watched like, here's what the build's supposed to be, and I was like, this guy is a fucking rocket scientist, genuinely. It's so funny the build that he made, because you basically, if you have one specific perk which is normally very strong, you immediately delete it, and now he's playing one perk down. So he's like really, he's out to win with this build still. Like it seems like chaos, but he's out to win still. And then so basically anytime that you go down, you have to get picked up or you will just recover. That's the downside. The downside is you can't be hit twice. You can only be hit once. But if you go down, the killer will have to do something about it. And anyway, that's part of the nuance of the game is, what do you mean? Anyway, he has to pick them up and hook them, and other things can occur if he decides to not do that. And normally that's a very good strategy, but with this type of player, you couldn't do it. But normally it's very advantageous that somebody would use this perk where they only have one health state, because now you can find them all the time. If you do find them and they're in a bad position, that's one hook state. You only get 3 until they're dead, right? That's the loop of the game. But anyway, but now he's basically not downable, because one of the advantages he has is he has 13,000 hours in the game and he lives in the server room. He knows how to fucking evade the killer. It's very hard to down him, if he's got, his mojo on, and he's funny because he's a regular guy, but he's rarely really good. But like, you know what I mean? And that's the difference, right? He's just what happens if you just keep playing the game that you love and apply, this creativity to it. It's just so much fun to watch him work and put it all out there and show people what it's like to have that experience. I think, even if we all can't, like, it's very hard to replicate, the situation that I think he's in, for just the average person who's living where they happen to be living, Not that I think ping's the only thing that makes you good, but, it's just interesting, right? Anyway, so he's just making these amazing videos. I'm going to probably end it here, but this is just a way, like, be creative. I've always enjoyed, maybe it's not the end. I've always enjoyed some of these creators, like Dunkey is one of my favorites. I don't watch too many of these guys, but there's always been content creators that I've liked. I've definitely been part of the generation who watched, Bo Burnham's not the only content creator I ever watched. Again, he really wasn't that for anything, but I don't think he ever really was that, right? He's not on social media. He makes videos that he wants you to consume. He really thinks that, and I guess I am not meeting his standards. Sorry. But he does not think that anybody should just be listening to anything. Like, that your time is valuable and that you shouldn't be watching junk that doesn't do something for you. I try to have some sort of thoughtful idea every once and then, and if you're in this space, then maybe it is worth listening to it. And if you're interested in the space, then maybe it's a good voice to listen to learn about it. So, I don't know, maybe I am providing a service here. Who knows, right? I don't know what if you're getting something out of this, then I tried, Bo. That's the main thing, right? We tried. Anyway, sorry, we're moving on to the next thing. But I've always really enjoyed some of the ways that they would edit together these videos. And I think Dunkey is a perfect example. If you've ever watched Dunkey make a video, one, he's a humorous person. He's got a funny voice. He's got a funny way of making jokes, a funny way of thinking and executing jokes. These are not like he almost is inventing his own genre here. This is like, he basically talks and speaks in memes now. The way that he is so creative. And especially the way he plays some of his games. He's very much into the Nintendo series. Maybe I don't share the same enthusiasm, but he does show like how much creativity that company of games, puts into their game if you're really willing to learn it all and experiment with it. There's plenty to speak of in the Zelda games and many of the Mario games. Although I again, I'm just not good at the games. If I have to like execute this little like weird back jump up the stairs in 64, bro, sign me out, bro. Put my name off the registry. I don't know. I just wasn't very good at some of these like movement techs, and I still am not. That's the difference. I'm really like an untalented, just enthusiast. I just really like this stuff, and it gives me a lot of enjoyment just to think about it. Even if like I can't execute, just to think about, oh yeah, that was a good decision. He's gonna, when you watch and you're like, oh, they're about to get cooked. They're about to get so cooked. Oh, he's cooking. It's simple shit, but it's a little fun to partake in this. This is my version of football, I suppose. I do get it. If that's your fucking thing that you're into, maybe you could watch that shit. Fucking after work or all the time. I never really did that, but occasionally I would definitely watch these things. That, you know, there was occasionally sometimes like people would put on the Super Bowl for no reason. You know, like Hens would host some sort of tournament and be like, oh yeah, shit, this is the Super Bowl. I've sometimes watched like the CS:GO, even though I've like never fucking played the game. Again, I just appreciate people who are very mechanically skilled. This is a whole thing that I like seemingly cannot tap into. The best I ever was in like Battlefield 4 or something. Whenever like I don't know, whenever the fuck it wasn't that one. I didn't even think it was like the World War One. I think it was just like Battlefield 1. I was pretty good at that on PC, but and I played a little bit of Escape from Tarkov, which is just an inherently competitive game. But like, there's just leagues difference. There's just leagues of difference between me and some of these other people. Like, you know, if you go to fucking labs with a full sweaty kit, can you fucking make it out alive? No, these guys. I mean, sometimes they were fucking cheating, you know, and that's unfortunate. Sometimes you just wouldn't know. That's the fucking painful thing about Tarkov. Sometimes you're like, what the fuck just happened? What do you mean I was one tap by M61? And you just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, there's just no feedback. So how do you even get better? It becomes very difficult to get better at some of these games where the skill cap is so high already. DBD is kind of like that sometimes. You can definitely learn it, and I do. But that's where I think that this type of content actually really comes in handy. Like if you're like me, who you suck at video games, but want to get better, watch somebody better than you and learn how to do it. Do you want a better life? Maybe watch somebody who's pushing for one and learn how to do better by watching it. Are you unhappy? You know, just keep repeating. What is it that you're seeking? Seek the way to get it and put in the honest to God work. It's not, that's crazy to say from me. But, you know, hey, whatever. It is what it is. I'm where I'm at. If you're hearing this, you're where you're at. We're both trying to get somewhere, right? No big deal. But anyway, that's a good place to end the video. So enjoy your things. You know, find your passion. Whatever it may be. Maybe you can make if nothing else, have a good, you know, afternoon after work. And if anything else, you could put your full heart into it and see what the hell happens.